Did you know that you have the inner power to bless others and bless yourself? Most people are not aware how powerful they are. So we have talked in the previous satsang about how to a glimpse of mastering your energy through your thoughts, your emotion, your words, and your action. Now we're going to elaborate a little bit more on how to love yourself and love other and bless other, because blessing is how you vibrating. Your divine presence is vibrating at an expanded and higher frequency where you can embrace everyone as the divine, I call it the Divine Mother, but whatever name we call it, the Supreme Absolute. So you have learned that your thoughts create the course of your destiny and reinforce your samskara, your impression, and your samskara develop your tendency, how you go about. So the greatest blessing you can give yourself, first of all, is for you to be on the spiritual path if you're not yet. Number one. And I hope you are by now, because you can do sadhana, spiritual practices, and meditate, and then not only making the distance with your mind, but also to practice mindfulness, so you become conscious of how you are developing your samskara and how do you either curse people and yourself or you're blessing them, because we human beings, we do have that inner power. It's intrinsic. So this is how you vibrate your energy and what you send out in the world and in the universe. Because remember, it's not the outside world, the physical realm, that is affecting you. Whatever is the condition in your life, beloved, no one can hurt you unless you allow it. No one has the power to make you miserable, make you unhappy, or make you disturbed. No one, only you have that power, unless you allow them. So when you are, especially in relationship, have you noticed that you meet new people, whatever it is, beloved, close one or not so close, but relationship deteriorate over time. They get disruptive, I meant. Why? Ask yourself why. Is how because of your samskara and their samskara, their impression. All you can do to love and to really bless anyone that comes into your entourage, or even holding this vision and blessing the whole planet and all living beings, because we are co-creator. So through your energetic presence, your divine presence, with your thoughts, you bless. Did you know that you can actually extend, your anahata, your heart chakra, and embrace someone who has hurt you? So let's look at a few examples. I remember when I was diagnosed with advanced breast cancer, stage 3, very advanced, and it was metastasized already into my body temple. I saw it as an ascension, as a spiritual blessing. And it was an ascension. But most people, when they hear the word cancer, their samskara is like their karmic structure, what we talked about in mastering yourself, is mastering your destiny, is most people will hear, or at least a good majority in my experience, is they hear the word cancer. You have been diagnosed with cancer. It's a death sentence. That's what they think. And then the way they start thinking, and they start falling into the trap of fears. Oh my God, I have cancer. How am I going to overcome that? And I have to do all those treatments and I'm going to die. And they start thinking they're going to die. And it creates, their thoughts start creating this energy, and the words, if they're not mindful and they keep talking about, oh, I have cancer and God, I feel like it's spreading and how am I going to overcome that? And most people die, and they go into the fear. Has that happened to you in your life? Maybe it was not cancer, but it was maybe something else. The self-talk again. The first relationship is to master yourself, is how you are transforming yourself. Transform your life, you transform your energy. You transform your energy is transforming your life. That's what I meant. And it will transform the course of your destiny. So instead of, in this case, I was blessing myself, and also with the Ascended Master that I was working very closely in those days, which I've talked into other satsang and in Becoming the Light book, Realizing Your True Enlightened Nature. It's, yeah, if I would have equated cancer with death, I would not be here today. And I know I am a walking miracle, and it's because by the grace of our Creator and the grace of the Ascended Master, and also by blessing myself in the way that I was thinking, because I always saw it as an assumption. So depending on your attitude, whatever is presented to you, whatever is the condition, that the challenges, you could call it problem, but you see, you have the choice saying, no, it's not a problem, because if you focus your energy, problem, oh, this is a problem, financially seeing bills, this is a problem, and then you talk about problem, you talk about it with your friends, you talk about it with your family over the phone, and you go to sleep at night and you worry, and then you start wondering how this is just another problem. My children are causing problem, my pets are causing problem, and financially, I don't know, I have all those bills. And then it's like feeding this energy that is low frequency instead to bless yourself and bless your family and your children. You change the recording. You change and transform your thoughts through the different aspects we have talked into mastering your breath and your energy. Mastering yourself is mastering your life. So let's look at an example. Another one. Let's say most of you are in a relationship, right? Relationship, intimate one, can be so complicated. They get complicated because you have expectation, right? And if your expectations are not met and does not fulfill your need and your desire, it'll be harder. You have certain impression, samskara, and they have their own. You have a certain vibrancy, a certain radiance. They do also. The question is, which one are they? So let's say hypothetically, there is in a marriage, in a couple, they go through a horrible divorce, despicable divorce. One of the spouse is very dysfunctional and narcissistic, and he wants to end the relationship after 10 years. And no, actually the other spouse. But this one who is causing all the cursing, so to speak, just, it's a war, divorce, right? They're going after the money, they're going after the house, they want to dominate and control the children, they don't want to allow the other spouse to be in the picture, and it makes your life miserable. Let's say you're that person, that spouse who is feeling the low frequency of that other person. Instead of coming to conclusion and realizing we have grown together, but it's time for us to depart and leave each other as great friends, honoring with respect and reverence for each other, and leave each other consciously. But here in this case, it's a war, going through divorce court, spending thousands and thousands of dollars. Well, how are you going to behave? Is your choice. Then you can curse this person, say, oh, my ex-husband is so despicable. He will do everything to control the situation. I hate him. And he is such a terrible person. How did I ended up marrying a man like that? And look at him, the way he's going with the children, and he wants to have control over everything. He took my money out, he lies to me. And then suddenly you fall into this victim. Instead, you change the recording. Instead of feeling wounded and not empowering yourself, you change and transform yourself through making the distance from your mind, through sadhana and meditation, and through mindful practices, in being vigilant and mindful of your thoughts. And how do you use your magical wand? How of a gardener are you? See, when you're a gardener, what is the first thing you do? You pull out the weeds. Pull out the weeds of your samskara that in the beginning you might not be mindful of them, but the more you are evolving, expanding, the more you become mindful. But one thing is, you can certainly be mindful of your thoughts if you really pay attention. So if you play victim and say, oh, I'm not lovable, how could I have done that, chose this person, I hate him, I hope he goes through hell, out of anger. Instead, turn it around. Say, I have let go. I'm sending divine love. This is how you bless. Through your energetical, vibrating presence, you send that love and light. You visualize this person. It might be very hard. And that's why we do a lot of spiritual processes with that at Devi's Grace, because is that crucial for your well-being and your happiness, and to experience your divine presence, is to really let go and change your story, transform your story, get rid of it. So you say, I love this being. There was something that brought you together in the first place, and I send him love and light. And for him, that I know he's wounded, I understand his vibration, I understand his karmic structure, that he comes from a dysfunctional family. I'm letting go of him, I'm setting him free. And each time you have negative thoughts like that, make a distance and send out that love. Send out from your anahata, your heart chakra. Let it vibrate, and always go back to blessing, loving, and do the same with you. Because if you talk to yourself that way, that you are not worth it, and that you made a terrible mistake by marrying this person is only putting yourself down, beloved. Instead, say, hey, this relationship brought me a lot of wisdom and knowledge. A lot I learned about myself. I have let go of a lot of garbage. I have healed a lot of things. And I'm freeing myself from the energetical bound right now in this moment. Because when you bless them like that, you're freeing yourself karmically. You have that intrinsic inner power that you can do that with everyone. I did that with my own father. Some of you might know the story. After 18 years of not seeing him, from being a young adolescent of 11 years, when I was almost 33 years old, I flew back and I forgave him for all the tragic abuses and dysfunction that how it was in my family of origin. So always bless, always love. This is how you love yourself, how you empower yourself, and how you bless others, no matter what. And change the recording, transform the recording, because you see, when you are a gardener, you garden. This is the science behind it. I have talked about it in other satsang. In the yogic tradition, we have 114 chakras to spin. So when you do sadhana, you learn how to spin them. The energy start moving up and opening up new dimension, and for you to experience and see things with a different perspective, the way they are. So you have that intrinsic power to love yourself that way and love others, and especially bless them, and to bless the whole world that way, all living beings, through the way you're vibrating, the way you're radiating this energy into the world, and how you constantly blessing with your thoughts. Remember, thoughts are electromagnetic energy in the quantum field. They send out vibration. Everything is energy. In the subparticle, what I'm trying to say is, in quantum physics, they have discovered that every small particle is an intelligent life force, what we call in the yogic tradition prana, life force energy. So we inhale life force energy. I always say, when we inhale the Divine Mother, we inhale the Divine God. And so the same, when you send out thoughts, you're sending out messages in energy. So you're blessing. Always bless. Always loving, blessing through your words. Another example, your spouse, let's say, because when we look at relationship, this is really where you can practice in the interaction between either at work or in the family with your children or your cousin or with your friends, because life is full of interaction, and it gives such an opportunity to grow and evolve and expand your consciousness. Because energy, we create, we're co-creator with the divine. So everything we send out has a cause and a consequences too. So that's why we want to bless all the time. And people will feel your divine presence when you emanate the light through you being, from your vibration and from your thoughts, your words, and your energy and your emotion, with a sweetness of intoxication of Satchit Ananda of your true divine presence. So look, you got the garden, right? You got this divine garden. So use it. Use its power. Vibrate. and emanate. And then you look at all the condition in your garden. You want to bring the light, the right amount. You want to bring the right amount of nutrient. And that is, this is how you love yourself, beloved, is bringing the right nutrient, the right nurturing for yourself. And that is done through sadhana, meditation, mindful practices, self-contemplation, walking meditation, and loving everyone, radiating that light. So first, when you take care of yourself and experiencing your divine presence is the highest blessing you could bring to others by radiating and constantly evolving and wanting to experience, wanting, maybe it's not the right word, but to feel that longing deeper within yourself, to experience other dimension of reality, to self-realize, so you can be an instrument of grace. And you can call upon the Ascended Master because they're there. One of them for me is like when I've worked with so many of them over the decades, and Shiv Babaji Gorakshanath, and when Jesus Christ in his energetic presence came when I went through my agony with the severe anaphylactic shock reaction to the chemotherapy. Shiva is great Mahavatar. There are so many, for you might be different, but there are Ascended Master. There are so many who have come, who brought a lineage, and you can access that. Access to you supreme, also to our Creator, because truly within yourself, the divine is here. And so always bring blessing to everyone. When you love, truly love someone, you bless them. I know now, one last example. I was going to forget that, just because it's such a fascinating subject. Let's say you have a spouse who's very lazy and he procrastinates all the time, right? And you keep telling him every day, oh, but my love, you're so lazy. You're such a loser, you know, you will never amount of anything. Look at you. You're just lazy, and you start yelling and you're calling him name, and you say, you're a loser, you know, you will amount to anything because look how you are. And then you groom that, you record that, and you keep saying that, and you reinforce that. And then the samskara goes even deeper, and then your spouse start believing, and it's reinforced, and start thinking, oh, you know, and then you're creating this negative energy, this low frequency energy. So you have to ask yourself and stop and go back to your breath. The power of your mindful breath. This is where mastering the breath is so important. So to bring you back to now, to this moment, and really pay attention and become aware, why am I talking to him that way? Look, you got to change the software, transform the software. Instead, say, and that will create a drastic shift in your relationship, because the shift won't come from the other person, from external world. The shift always comes from within. When you realize that, beloved, your life is going to change, will be transformed. Your whole destiny will be transformed, because you will channel divine energy in such a way that you know that you have the mastery over it. It doesn't come from outside, it comes from within, and within is the supreme lover. So instead you say to your beloved, to your, let's say, your spouse, I'm sorry, my love, I know you're going through challenges right now. I know how you feel. I can understand. But things are changing. I know within you, you have the power. You have, not only that, you have amazing quality. And I know you're going to succeed. I can see you succeeding. And I'm here for you. I'm here for you. And every day you enforce that. You're a magnificent being of light. And we both are children of our Creator, of the Divine Mother. And I know within you, you have the power to make things happen. And reinforce with blessing, always blessing. This is how you love, and this is how you bless. And remember that you are the gardener of your divine garden, and the condition outside are conditioned. You make the best out of this condition. If there is too much rain, you find a way. Nothing is going to affect you unless you choose to. No one is going to hurt you unless you allow them. Just be willing to bless and to love and to grow and to expand your boundary to include everyone as the divine.